Sedona does not ask for your attention. It commands it. The red rock rises like ancient monuments, carved by silence and sun. Wind moves more slowly here, and the sky stretches wide without apology. Every step feels watched, but not by people, by the land itself. Mornings bloom in amber light. Afternoons burn clean and clear. And at dusk, the cliffs hold on to color, like they are not ready to let go. This is not just a desert. It is a ceremony. And if you let it, Sedona will shift something in you that no guidebook could ever name. When you travel on $1,000, comfort matters, just not more than the view. I picked up the Sedona Shuttle Pass for $20, good for 3 days of trailheads, market stops, and overheard wisdom from hikers named Chad. Lodging was the Sedona Uptown Suites at $110 per night, $330 total. Simple, clean, and close enough to smell the red rock heat by 8 a.m. It is the kind of base camp that makes the budget feel smart, not small. We started the day with breakfast at Wildflower Cafe for $16, a local favorite with canyon views that make even the parking lot look good. The first stop was the Chapel of the Holy Cross, a red rock cathedral built into the cliffside, designed by a student of Frank Lloyd Wright. It's free to enter, but what you feel inside, a kind of reverent stillness, shaped by glass and stone, feels priceless. Lunch at the Hudson, $22, followed, known for its mountaintop patio and laid-back atmosphere. In the afternoon, I hiked up to Airport Mesa Scenic Viewpoint, one of Sedona's most photographed Vortex sites. The trail is short but steep, with 360-degree views at the top and wines that make every snapshot feel earned. Dinner at Hideaway House, $26, brought rustic charm, twinkle lights, and a sunset that made everyone on the deck pause. Breakfast at Coffee Pot Restaurant, $20, came with local energy and retro booths that haven't changed since Elvis was a rumor. In the morning, we visited the Sedona Heritage Museum for $10, where we stepped inside restored cabins and learned how homesteaders built lives into the red dust. The exhibits are small but personal, with letters, quilts, and weathered tools that feel more lived in than displayed. Lunch at Mesa Grill Sedona, $24, came with airport views and sunlight that stayed on the plate. In the afternoon, we explored Tlaquepaque Arts and Shopping Village, this time with a mission. We spent $80 on handmade earrings, desert candles, and a sketch we didn't know we needed. It's easy to get lost there in the best way. Dinner at the Wilde Uptown for $30 delivered cliffside views and a warm, quiet end to the day. Our final day began beneath ivy-draped arches at the Secret Garden Cafe for $20, a tucked-away patio spot known for its calm and hummingbird guests. In the morning, we explored the Sedona Artist Market for free, a massive indoor gallery where over 100 local creators showcase clay, copper, and color. It's not just browsing, it's immersion. Lunch at Creekside American Bistro, $26, brought river views and a little jazz floating from inside. The afternoon unfolded along the Oak Creek Canyon. Scenic Drive, totally free, where sharp turns revealed pine-topped ridges, whispering cliffs, and a sense that we were the only ones who'd seen that light hit that stone. Dinner at Mariposa Latin-inspired grill for $38 capped it all. Candlelight, panoramic desert views, and a meal that tasted like a sunset. Level 1, Budget Adventurer, grand total, $662.
Headed out on your next adventure? Don't forget these 10 travel essentials that make every trip smoother. From smart backpacks to portable chargers, noise-canceling headphones to a must-have first aid kit, we've got the ultimate checklist for stress-free travel. Whether you're team budget or VIP, these are the items you'll wish you'd packed. Hit the link now and travel smarter.
We came to Sedona not just to admire the red rocks, but to live among them in elevated comfort. Our ride, a luxury SUV rental, $150 per day, $450 total, with cool leather seats and panoramic sunroof views of Cathedral Rock as we curved along Highway 179. For lodging, we checked into the Wilde Resort and Spa, a serene oasis nestled near Thunder Mountain. At $250 per night, $750 total. It offered rooftop sunsets, saltwater dips, and mornings that began with hummingbirds and herbal tea. This wasn't about extravagance. It was about intentional travel. Spaces with soul, stories in stone, and the kind of ease that lingers longer than a souvenir. We kicked things off with breakfast at Red Rock Cafe for $26, where locals gather for bold coffee and sunrise views over Courthouse Butte. Afterward, we booked a Red Rock balloon adventure totaling $250 for a sunrise lift over the canyons. Floating high above Sedona's buttes and ridgelines, we watched the desert wake in golden silence. A once-in-a-lifetime view, slow and surreal. Back on land, lunch at Vespa Healthy Italian Cafe Sedona for $28, offered a sunlit patio, light Mediterranean fare, and smoothies that felt like spa water in a glass. In the afternoon, we explored Exposure's International Gallery of Fine Art for free, where bronze sculptures and shimmering crystal pieces invited conversation. Dinner at Casa Sedona restaurant, $60, closed the day. A garden setting, soft string lights, and flavors that matched the scenery. Our second day was all about family. Slow laughs, shared awe, and moments worth framing. Breakfast at Sedona Bistro and Crepes, $50, brought fluffed crepes and giggles over syrup spills. Then we visited Out of Africa Wildlife Park, $150 for family, where families ride safari-style trams past giraffes, zebras, and free-roaming camels. Children feed the animals by hand, and parents capture the wonder in their eyes. Lunch at Indian Gardens Cafe and Market, $36. Gave us a shady picnic under cottonwoods, surrounded by hummingbirds. In the afternoon, we explored the Sedona Airport Scenic Lookout, free to enter, a safe, open-air vista where kids could spot helicopters, planes, and endless red rock layers. Telescopes and binoculars turned awe into learning. Dinner at Udi's Restaurant and Lounge for $80 wrapped the day in calm panoramic windows, soft music, and one shared dessert fork. Our final day began with breakfast at Chocolate Tree Organic Eatery for $38, a peaceful garden spot where every plate feels like wellness in bloom. We then visited the Amitabha Stupa and Peace Park, free to enter, where red stone paths lead to a towering stupa nestled beneath Thunder Mountain. Walking clockwise, we spun prayer wheels and let silence settle into our bones. It's not a tourist stop, it's a moment of stillness. Lunch at Open Range Grill and Tavern for $50 brought hearty plates and sweeping views over Sedona's busy heart. In the afternoon, we headed to Hillside Sedona for boutique shopping, $80 well spent. Locally made jewelry, Southwestern ceramics, and a hand-stitched leather journal now packed with Red Rock memories. Dinner at Outlaw Grill, $62, was cozy, casual, and just right for the road-weary and grateful. Level 2, Level Up tier. Grand total, $2,960. We didn't just visit Sedona, we claimed a piece of it. A private driver met us in Scottsdale with the keys to a chauffeured Mercedes Maybach GLS, $6,000 per day, $18,000 total, where the leather stitched like sculpture and windows dimmed with a whisper. Our stay was the Enchantment Resort. Casa Suite, $5,000 per night, $15,000 total, hidden in the arms of Boynton Canyon, where butlers bring chamomile at twilight and stars bloom over your private plunge pool. This was not leisure. This was Sedona, distilled to serenity, seen only by those who walk quieter and stay longer. We began our journey with breakfast at Crescent Oak Creek totaling $120, where linen-covered tables perch beside a flowing creek and every bite comes with birdsong and silver cutlery. Then we slipped into our private helicopter tour over Red Rock Country for $2,400. A bespoke flight where the pilot traced ancient formations and hovered silently above Cathedral Rock. The air was thinner, the views vaster, and Sedona suddenly felt like it belonged only to us. After landing, lunch at Renee at Tlaquepaque, $160, brought garden elegance, soft jazz, and plates crafted like art. In the afternoon, we indulged in a 90-minute gemstone body ritual at Mi Amos Spa for $1,200. Warm oils, turquoise balancing, and silence so deep it hummed. Dinner at L'Auberge Restaurant on Oak Creek, $240, offered a candlelit finale beneath sycamore trees, where each course mirrored the canyon's calm. The second day began with breakfast at Salt Rock Southwest Kitchen for $100, where the terrace caught the canyon breeze and every table felt reserved for the view. Then came the adrenaline, a private excursion with Arizona Safari Jeep tours totaling $1,200, where our expert guide navigated remote red rock trails, telling stories of volcanic ash and ancient tribes. We stopped for photos where few tourists ever tread, the wind thick with sage and old silence. Lunch at Mole Sedona, $150, was an upscale twist on Oaxacan cuisine, tucked in a modern adobe villa. In the afternoon, we visited Cuivado Glass Gallery, where molten color bloomed into vases and chandeliers. We brought home a $300 sculpture shaped like Sedona's skyline. Dinner at Shorebird Sedona for $240 capped the day with coastal elegance, prime cuts, fresh catch, and a wine cellar curated like a secret. We opened our final day with breakfast at Dal and Di Luca Ristorante Italiano, coming in at $140, where soft violins and silk napkins made sunrise feel ceremonial. The morning took us on a private horseback journey at Dead Horse Ranch State Park for $600, winding through cottonwood trails, golden fields, and a river crossing that left our boots soaked and hearts wide open. Lunch was served aboard the Verde Canyon Railroad Adventure Package, $500. A moving feast of fine bites and champagne inside a private cabin. The afternoon unfolded in slow motion as we glided past cliff dwellings, bald eagles, and red rock canyons dressed in light. Dinner brought us to the Hudson on the hill for $180. A private chef rooftop meal where each course arrived like a love letter to the desert sky. Level 3, VIP luxury. Grand total, $40,530. 3 budgets, 1 desert canvas, and countless ways to let Sedona leave its mark. Maybe you chased canyon winds on a borrowed shuttle pass. Maybe you climbed higher into rooftop spas and sunrise trails. Or maybe you let the red rock hush everything from a Maybach window or a candle-lit rail car. However you traveled, it wasn't just a trip. It was a shift, a stillness, a story you now carry. So tell us, which version of Sedona found you? Drop it in the comments, subscribe for the next journey, and we'll meet you where wonder waits.